Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 4 of the Rugby Magazine Fantasy Show. Last week we took a look at building your squad, and this week we're going to take a look at selecting your team. I talked about the difference between your wider squad build and your team selection in the previous episode, but it's the latter that I want to focus on in this one, and the steps that you need to go through to get your team set up before the game week commences. Now you can see that I've already selected most of my team from my squad, but I still need to slot a player in at 12. Now I can select a position to fill by clicking on the shirt on the field, and this will open up the player selection menu. Again, this screen will give you lots of information about what each player can expect at the weekend and allow you much more granularity in the choices you make. So I'm going to go ahead and select Robbie Henshaw, and you can see that he's been added to the team, and that's literally all you need to do to add a player. There's no save button afterwards, it all updates behind the scenes. I touched upon it in the first episode, but it's worth reiterating again. You also select substitutes in our game. Rugby is a 23-player game nowadays, and we wanted to represent that. Subs earn half points and also step into your starting 15 should one of those players pull out at the last minute, but we've made some big changes with regards to that too, and I'll talk about that more in a future episode. Once your team is filled, there's a few final actions that you need to complete, and the first is selecting your captain for the weekend. Now this allows you to get double points for a player, and so you should give it to the player you expect to score the most points at game time. In this team, Stuart Hogg at fullback is an exciting prospect, as is Nicolas Sanchez, especially if you include him as a kicker, but I think for the first game week I'm going to go with Carl Sinclair, who will hopefully make a fair few metres with the ball in hand. And next up, and new for the World Cup, is the ability to specify a vice-captain. Now this player will step into the captaincy role should your chosen captain not play. Chances are this won't happen too often, but it's always good to have more control over how your team reacts at game time. Finally, you need to select a player for whom you would like to collect kicking points. Now this will be the only player to collect these points for your team, so for example I'm going to choose Nicolas Sanchez as my kicker, so any points he earns from kicks at goal will count towards my team total. If Halfpenny also kicks when playing for Wales, I won't earn those points because he's not my kicker, and this will leave a discrepancy between his overall score and the score that he acquires for my team, and so bear that in mind when they don't match up. So there we go, that's your team in place ready for that opening weekend of the Rugby World Cup. So as ever, hit that like and subscribe button, follow us on your favourite social media channel, and look out for the next episode where I'm going to take you through some of the new features that we've built in to our game week functionality.